Hi, this is Tim of the 1916 Company. Welcome and thanks for logging on. If you love this watch, email me. I am still Team Mosso at thewatchbox.com. It is still in the description below. Your purchase and pricing email question line for buying this or any watch you see on any of our platforms. Please reach out to me directly. I am Team Mosso at thewatchbox.com for pricing. Today, we're discussing a watch launched back in 2020 for the 10th anniversary of its maker. This is the Laurent Ferrier Classic Origin Opaline, sometimes known as the Classic Origin White. 40 millimeters in grade 5 titanium. This gorgeous Galet or pebble-shaped case measures 11.4 millimeters thick and from lug to lug 47 millimeters with a 20 millimeter spacing between the lugs. Being almost all titanium and sapphire, this is a very light watch. Handsome, elegant, and graceful. Galet, in this case, a pebble, not of conventional character, but one that's been smoothed to a streamlined, almost organic shape over eons in a babbling brook. And on my wrist of 16 centimeters circumference, it wears beautifully. Super compact, close coupled, low enough and sloped in profile that it'll slip underneath a dress sleeve or a tight cuff. You can see from over the top, the lugs are not over the edge of my wrist. And from down the barrel, you can really see that they're nowhere near the edge of my wrist. So I recommend this watch for a wrist as small as 14 centimeters in circumference. The strap recalls the other passion of brand namesake Laurent Ferrier, not just a great watchmaker, but an accomplished race car driver. So this material is alcantara, a super premium synthetic suede that costs a lot more than real leather. You'll find it on the touch points of ultra high performance cars, and a lot of times in super luxury cars that offer either a premium headliner standard or as an option, that headliner is going to be alcantara. So a light tan right here with a folded edge, a monotone stitch, a little bit of bolstering to give it some volume and substance, a brand new Laurent Ferrier factory strap, no crimping, no gouging, paired with a Laurent Ferrier branded titanium pin buckle. So you can see it too features a shapely form. Taking a look at the lugs, you can see there is a little bit of an echo of the shape of the lugs in the buckle. The lugs are blended into the case band and they come to a little bit of a teardrop undertuck. Everything is polished and everything flows into everything else. There's a soft crease along the flank that acts as a sort of mild character line. Nothing on this watch is too severe. We move to the crown side where we have a large, slightly countersunk onion-style crown because historically watches would not have been branded on the crown. A lot of Laurent Ferrier design language pays homage to history, particularly on older wristwatches or pocket watches with onion crowns. There would have been no maker's mark. You can see how it's slightly countersunk into a scalloped profile so it doesn't stick out too much. And then we have a smooth transition from the domed bezel to the domed sapphire. The dial is opaline. It doesn't have a directional brushing like a sunburst. It's more of a soft frosted grain. Then we have a sunken concentric pattern small seconds. We have a scale outboard with a railroad track for reading minutes, as well as individual markings over 24 hours in red. Now you can use that if you wish to read the dial in a 24-hour format. You just do have to remember whether you're in the AM or PM half. Crosshair center, you can see we have white gold indices and white gold assegai or spear-shaped hands, a signature of Laurent Ferrier. The hands are designed to be graceful, arcing, smooth, and then almost like water being poured out in a stream. We have a crosshair center. If I ran the world, there would be a 2-year waiting list for Laurent Ferrier watches because to me, they offer everything you want from independent horology. Beauty, exclusivity, fine finish, sophistication, and real heritage. The Laurent Ferrier name is implicitly the continuation of Laurent Ferrier's own career, which included, among other things, leading complications development for Patek Philippe. But he had another partner in creating this movement, which was Fabrique du Temps, these days known as Louis Vuitton. Fabrique du Temps. It is the high-end watchmaking arm of Louis Vuitton. And run by Michel Navas and Enrico Barbacini, they create some of the most expensive and audacious movements in the world. This one features their hallmark linear click, which is both the click and the click spring. Look closer, and you can see that the teeth of the ratchet wheel have been micro-polished. If you look again, you will find that the bevels are both hand-finished and a mile wide. Now, they've been blackened with a nickel anthracite finish, but you can see they are a mile wide and mirrored We have a sharp interior crease where two bevels meet on the cock for the escape wheel, and then a lovely vintage-inspired media-blasted texture. Again, there are some pocket watch cues here, and so we're referencing the era in the 19th century and 18th century prior to the adaptation of Côte de Genève. You can see that all screw heads have blackened, that is black polished tops, mirror finished with chamfered slots in circumference. We have satination and a little bit of interior beveling on the wheels, and all of the jewel sinks have been internally mirror finished. There's also technology. Take a look at the anchor and the escape wheel. You'll note that they're skeletonized. This is achieved using galvanic lithography, a process called LIGA, which creates micrometrically precise surfaces and can also be used to skeletonize physically impossible structures such as the teeth of an escape wheel, things that could not be done by hand. You couldn't skeletonize those teeth by hand and reduce the total revolving or oscillating mass, but you can do it with LIGA, and so it has been done. We have here a free-sprung balance. All of the timing adjustments are done via hairspring manipulation and movement of the variable inertia bolts in the rim. It's adjusted in 6 positions, one more than a standard chronometer, and all of this pivots on 21 joules. It beats away at a stately 3 hertz. What you should know is the efficiency of the total system means that a single barrel can provide 80 hours of manual wind power reserve. It has an overcoil hairspring, so in any of those 6 positions and other positions not tested, because the mass of the hairspring is centered by the overcoil curve, it keeps consistent time in any position. And you can see the stud holder has been itself mirror finished. If you love this watch, and I can't see why you wouldn't, reach out to me at Team Mosso at thewatchbox.com. Being titanium, it is really durable, it's light, it's hypoallergenic, it's a sporty dress watch, it's 30 meters water resistant, so don't use it where you would use, for example, a true diver, but this is a watch that you can wear anytime you're not getting wet and wild. It really is an all-purpose and a great example of value still hiding in plain sight in the independent watchmaking scene. Again, reach out to Team Mosso at thewatchbox.com for pricing.